Hi, I'm Owen from Bitesize Irish Gaelic, and welcome to episode number 2 of the Bitesize Irish Gaelic podcast. And if you're loving this new show, I'd much appreciate if you go to iTunes, their clunky rating mechanism, and give us a good rating. Even if you're alone learning to speak Irish outside of Ireland, don't despair. Rest assured that there are thousands like you around the globe, all interested in tapping into Ireland's native culture. And for all about this podcast, go to bitesizeirishgaelic.com/podcast. And today I'm very happy to have a very special guest, Terry Simons, with me today. We've met in Ireland earlier this summer. Terry, Diuhut, Kunasatatu. I'm putting you on the spot now.
Dias Mergut, Tamegoma, Agus Duhain.
Oh, Tamegahuntach. Tashe Galua Ermagin. It's early in the morning for me. It's late in the evening for you, but that's how our time zones overlap. So to briefly introduce Terry, it's safe to say he's an engineer, especially by going at the list of apps we're going to cover today. He's an engineer in Silicon Valley. Terry, why don't you give a bit of a background story, because you came to Ireland earlier this summer, right? So what was the story there? What happened?
Yeah, so I've been studying Irish pretty heavily for almost a year, and I wanted to take the Testis Europach na Gaeilge certification. So
right, what's that?
The TG. It's a certification program in Ireland for adult learners of Irish. I guess it's like a European Union certification. So I took the beginner level test while I was over there, and visited various places.
And you did successfully pass that test, it has to be said.
Yeah, I did. I'm still waiting for my certificate. They sent me a letter that said that I passed, so I'm happy about that.
Hey, cool. So what you've done, you have a pretty extensive list of basically mobile device apps, especially for learning Irish, but not just learning the language, right? There's a couple of like travel apps and stuff like that, isn't there, Terry?
Sure. So one of the things that I did before I went to Ireland was I studied, while I was studying Irish, before the test, I was constantly looking for apps, and I made a list of those. And then before I went to Ireland to take the test, I was looking for travel apps for myself. So that's kind of, I just sort of kept them all together.
Yeah, cool. And if it's okay with you, we'll put up that list just with the show notes.
Sure.
On bitesizeirishgaelic.com/podcast, episode number 2. So let's launch into it. There was a couple of apps that you found particularly interesting for Irish learners. And then if we have time, hopefully we'll skim the list of the rest as well.
Sure.
So you're basically an iPhone user. You've definitely covered iPhone and Android phones and tablets as well.
Yeah, I actually have Android devices as well. But yeah, I'm primarily a Mac user. So that's kind of what I personally use extensively. But I try to keep the list updated for both, because I know that not everybody, is an Apple user, and just for the sake of trying to promote the language.
So I'm going to jump in and pick out TG Lurgan app that you've picked out.
Okay.
Does that app give video?
Yeah, it does. The TG Lurgan website has all the same content, but the iOS and Android app sort of lets you browse the videos and watch them on your phone or tablet. And it's music videos, so it's a lot of covers, and there's some traditional stuff as well. But yeah, it's really nice. And a lot of the videos actually have subtitles, so you can read along while you're listening.
Nice. Like, it is pop songs, isn't it? And it's just, some of the videos are just crazy good. I was on Twitter yesterday just reading through, and I was seeing retweets of Irish students saying, I don't like learning Irish, I'm no good at it, but TG Lurgan's video is just amazing and makes me want to learn.
Sure, yeah.
So that's the energy coming out of it. So they've got great recordings. They obviously work hard at translating, say, Katy Perry lyrics from English to Irish.
I think most of the singers are younger, Irish speakers, and I think that's really great. And one of the things that I want to mention here before we switch to another app is there's actually a website where you can download all of the TG Lurgan songs for free, and you can get like the full albums of the stuff they've done since like 2009. In like MP3 format or FLAC or Apple lossless. It's all freely available.
Oh, excellent. Yeah, I definitely encourage people to do that, because isn't it true, like, you're starting to learn a language and it can seem pretty dry. You open a book or do something like that and just maybe get a little overwhelmed, and it doesn't have to be like that. There's a lot of energy around the Irish language, and TG Lurgan is just a prime example. It's really nice. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
So I guess while we're talking about video, Ireland's national broadcaster for the Irish language in television format is TG4, and that would be TG and the number 4. And Terry, they have an app, right?
Yeah, it's fairly new. It was something I looked for like right off the bat, and they didn't have it until a couple months ago. And it's only available right now, as far as I know, on the iPad. But I think there are people that have asked them, bring this to the Android and whatever. It's basically, the same stuff you get on the website, but you can get it on your tablet now, which is really nice.
Good. So is there kind of archives of shows, or how does it work?
No, they don't let you archive the shows. It's basically the same, like, it's sort of like the content rolls off TG4's website. Who knows why or how they do it. So it's basically, I think it's the stuff that's currently available for streaming on their website. Okay,
kind of in the past, stuff that's been broadcast in the past month, that kind of thing?
Yeah, it's like, usually it's the last couple episodes, or they'll do, like, for instance, some of the older shows, they'll replay episodes, and they'll have, say, like, 2 to 4 episodes available at any given time.
And do you think for, say, a new learner who's just kind of doesn't really understand spoken Irish, but they are interested, do you think it's worth just like throwing on a show that they don't understand, basically?
I think so, because I think listening is really important, especially if you're thinking about taking, any of the TEG tests. There's a listening component and there's a speaking component, and I think it's really important there, just so that you can get your ear accustomed to it, especially if you don't have native speakers that you can sort of talk to. So I think it's important either to, listen to music or listen to TV shows, or just use your audio from your book or whatever you have available.
Yeah, I think when you listen to native speakers who are just speaking, you kind of pick up the rhythm of the language, even if you're not even picking out words. And what I find with learning languages, over time, you pick out a word. It's like, oh, they just said agus, like and.
Yes.
I say, oh, victory. Excellent.
Yes. And not only that, but you'll also like sort of feel yourself not getting so lost. You can pick out sort of like the general structure of the sentences, even though you don't know what they're talking about. So it's really important.
And it has to be said, like TG Akahar, their like production levels, I think, are very impressive given probably the limited budget that they have. They're based out in Connemara in County Galway, West Ireland. And you really get a great taste. They do documentaries of the Atlantic coast islands off coast of Ireland, and just simple things like gardening on the coast.
Sure.
Very nice stuff, yeah. And I guess a mainstay of TG Cahir is Russ Naroon. We have to mention that.
Russ Naroon, yeah.
Irish language soap. And I guess it's debatable whether any soap is any good, but some people follow it.
Sure.
Okay, so if it's okay, we'll jump ahead to another app. Now, for the spelling of this, Aberliat Ija, I think the listeners better come to our show notes for this, but tell me about this. It's one word, isn't it? Aberliat Ija.
Yeah, the name of the app is one word. So, yeah, the Aberliat website, for people who are familiar with Des Bishop, I think he was involved with some of that stuff. He's at least got videos up. I don't know all of the details. But the website has all of the same content. The app is just sort of like plugging into that. It's a little buggy, to be honest, but it's really good stuff. There's kind of like little, not really games, but they're sort of like quizzes. There are matching games, things like that in the app. And there's a whole bunch of just exercises that you can run through. And so it gets you away from the monotony of learning from a textbook. And then there are also, again, songs on there. They've got a pretty extensive collection, I think even more so than TG Lurgan. And a lot of it is sort of karaoke style. So there's a lot of lyrics available, a lot of traditional stuff, and just, yeah, it's good stuff.
Oh, like, to be honest, I wish they broke up those apps into nice kind of focused functionality. So if there's an Irish karaoke app, they should expose that as its own app, I think.
Yeah, it's more that they have like there's a section where you can listen to music, and a lot of the stuff just has the lyrics and color-coded like lyrics that are with the music. It's not so much maybe meant for karaoke as listening, but it kind of has that feel.
And like, who is the Oberliat app aimed at?
It's aimed at students of Irish, and actually part of their website ties into a student-teacher curriculum, and it looks like you can, as an instructor, you can create your own content and do some things that way, and even grade the homework and things like that. So it's really geared at learners of the language. If you look at their website, you'll see that it's sort of built that way, and it's got a lot of potential. I think if they could fix some of the issues, it would be better, but it's definitely something to check out.
Interesting. This might push them along. Yeah, it sounds from what you're saying that they're maybe tapping into the Irish school system. Are they getting Irish kids? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think so. And a lot of the stuff that's out there is targeted at Irish students. And in some cases, I kind of wish that they would consider the people that are outside of Ireland as well. But I mean, it's a struggle as it is to make the language attractive. But there are definitely people outside of Ireland that are interested,
Yeah.
So we're paying attention.
Definitely. I guess when you're starting to learn a language, very kind of natural thing to do maybe after a few months is to start wondering whether you should get a dictionary. So you listed one here, the Collins Pocket Dictionary on iOS and Android. What do you think about that one?
It's pretty good. I like it because if you're trying to read or anything like that, or if you're just trying to translate something, it's really handy for looking stuff up quickly. They have a free version, and then they have, I think it's ad supported, and then they have I think it's $10 for the ad-free version. And then there are a couple of other dictionaries online that are really good. I can't remember the name of them off the top of my head, but there's a fairly new one that came out this year. It's a really good one. Maybe I'll send you the link for that.
Yeah, this would be folklore.ie, I'd say.
Yeah, that's probably the one. There's fuckle.ie and there's folklore.ie, and then there are a couple of other ones as well. So yeah, definitely there's some online ones, but if you're on your iOS devices or your Android devices, I think the Collins Pocket Dictionary is a good one.
Yeah, I remember back in the day, going to school, Collins had a little pocket dictionary for Irish. Probably it's definitely still out. A nice kind of plasticky cover. It was printed in color, and it was something we definitely carried in the school bag. And it sounds like it's useful just having something like this. I'm just wondering, like, say for example, you come across an Irish word, just a tiny thing, and there's accents. There's the Shin Fada.
Ah, yes.
Do you think that you can type in to search for that word without those accent marks?
Oh, absolutely. It's very easy. On iOS and Android, all you have to do is hold down the vowel. So like press E and hold, and it'll bring up a list of accented characters, and you just pick the one with the acute accent.
That's probably how like desktop computers should work. Learning from that, I think. If you hold down E, it shouldn't go E.
Right.
I think we could learn a lot from what mobile devices have done. So yeah, definite recommendation there. And if you're, a budding learner of Irish, it sounds like that $10 could be a good investment. I would recommend the Collins Pocket Dictionary. There's other, maybe more serious ones if you're an avid learner into a lot of, definitions. And there's an Irish publisher, the Irish government or the Irish state have Angum, that's Angum, I'll leave out the accent mark. And they publish a couple of dictionaries, so they're pretty good too. Worth checking out at least.
I was going to say, even if you can't afford the $10 one, like I said, they have a free one, so definitely check it out. It's worth a look.
Excellent, and we'll link you up to our other blog post about dictionaries as well, so you can check out some of these. Okay, there's MaxData is another app. So just to give people a background to the Irish education system before we go into the app. So at the end of your, say, high school, we have a leaving certificate examination. You do that maybe over 2 weeks, and you're awarded with the leaving certificate. And before that, during your last year of school, you have the mocks. So obviously they're the mock exams. They're getting you ready for that very final exam. So Terry, I presume Mox.ie has something to do with this examination.
Yeah, it does. So the app itself actually covers all of the Leaving Cert courses, as far as I can tell, including Irish. And the interesting thing about the Irish section of this app, and probably the other sections as well for those in Ireland, is that you can actually download like previous year tests. So you can, if you really want to like dig in and just like learn a ton of vocabulary and just run through a bunch of stuff, it's a great resource for getting a hold of previous year's tests.
Terry, this sounds quite advanced and tough, dare I say?
I believe they have beginner level, intermediate, and advanced versions. So depending on your level, you can take advantage of it still.
Okay. And do you have any idea, because there's the junior certificate comes up in school a couple of years before the leaving certificate. So I wonder, do they have those past exam papers too?
Possibly. I'm not 100% sure.
So if there was like the foundation level of the junior certificate, that could be kind of a good place for a learner to try to jump in. It'd be worth checking out for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And another app you said you like is Memorise. Tell us about this. It's quite a fun one, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, definitely. So they have a website, Memorise.com, and that's MEMRISE.com. And they've just released recently, within the past couple of months, an iOS and Android application. The apps are a little bit less full-featured than the website, so I would definitely check the website out. But the whole website is sort of geared towards, they started, I think, toward learning languages, and they've started adding in other types of materials as well. But there's a fair bit of Irish on there, and I really like this website because it's geared towards languages. You can create your own courses and share them with people or not, depending on how you want to do it. And you can record your own audio into your own courses. So when people are using your course or whatever, they can hear what those sounds are like. And it's all like the dictionaries between the courses that everybody is publishing is shared. So there's like a sort of a big Irish dictionary on the back end. And then if you need to adjust your specific definitions, you can still do that. But it's very helpful for sort of learning stuff. And it's got a nice sort of social media system that lets you interact with other people. They can take your course. You can see statistics of how many people are using your material over the course of a week, a month, a year, etc. So yeah, the phone apps and the tablet app just sort of augment that and let you can do everything offline, so you can download your courses.
Cool. So is it to learn lists of words, or like what are they teaching and how do they teach you?
Yeah, you could do sentences if you wanted. It's more effective, I think, for learning words. Personally, for me, I don't generally memorize sentences very well, but it is spaced repetition. So, it works like a lot of the flashcard apps. If you make a mistake, then you have to sort of learn that word more frequently. Yeah, it's very, very well done. I like that website and app a lot. Okay,
and do they use, it's like memory hints? They get you to associate a picture. Is that Memorise?
Yeah, so they have mnemonics that you can create your own mnemonics as a user or as someone who created a course. And actually, I was just looking at their website, earlier, and they have started to do some stuff with Vine as well. So it looks like they're going to do video-based mnemonics as well in the future.
Oh, nice. I like Vine. It's Twitter do that app, don't they?
Yeah, it's a video sort of 6-second video thing that Twitter did. So it looks like they're kind of looking at tying that in as well in the future.
Yeah, cool. If you want to check out our little dog Ishka jumping into the River Shannon, I've got a couple of vines up there. We might link you up. Yeah, that's cool. That's fun. So just again on Memorise, like for somebody just listening who doesn't really have any material with them, it's more worth taking other people's content, right? Kind of quizzing themselves.
Right, and I've put a lot of stuff up there related to the TEG-A1. There were some other courses as well that were related to that, and so there's a lot of stuff around that. And then there's definitely advanced material. It's really great for sort of drilling vocabulary and reinforcing your vocabulary. Another set of stuff that I put up there is from Gaelic Stro beginner level. So there's vocabulary from all of the chapters up there.
Cool. And can we link you up to your Memorise?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, cool. We'll do that. Excellent. So they were kind of your favorite apps that you picked out, but when we tried to skim through, there's a big list. Let's just, if you know them off the top of your head, so Get the Fuckle. Do you know that one?
Yeah. So you can kind of look up words and you can shake the device and it'll sort of pick you a random word. So that one's kind of fun to play with. I
just want to say that, and sorry for this interruption for people listening, when I said fuckle, I was not cursing. Fuckle is the Irish word for word, and it's spelt, I guess it's spelt like focal in English, so Focal. So Get the Fuckle literally means get the word. Maybe they were having a bit of fun there.
Sure.
So it has a dictionary built in, or like a translator, doesn't it? Get the Fuckle.
Yeah, I believe so. I can't remember off the top of my head. It's just
all right.
I have too many word or apps.
There's another one, Fuckle Me. Do you know this one?
That one I don't remember how it differs from Get the Fuckle. They seemed similar.
Is it Fuckle Me where there was some recordings I had done? I don't remember.
I think so, yeah. That sounds right.
Okay, so there was, before starting Bitesize Irish Gaelic a couple of years ago, or launching it publicly, I ran irish-sayings.com back in the decade before that. So we licensed out from that website into Fuckle Me. So it's old phrases that we had on that kind of pre-Bitesize Irish Gaelic site we're checking out. So Google Translate, okay, let me just say this. Do not use Google Translate for tattoos. But having said that...
Oh no, yes, that's true, absolutely.
What makes it useful for you with Irish? What would you translate?
In some cases, if you've got a big block of text and you're trying to get like the gist of something, it's helpful. The translator is not that good, but actually the funny thing is, so I have a study group here in the south of Silicon Valley. And we have a new member who actually is a linguist who works at Google, and I've told him about some of the bugs I've found with Google Translate. So hopefully we can get some of those things fixed. But yeah, it's good for simple sentences in some cases, but I would use that as a last resort and sort of take it with a grain of salt.
Right, okay. It's good to have it. Another app, Radio Rira.
Right. Yeah, that one, it's been a while since I've used that.
Okay. It's
radio related for sure. And it's Irish. That's the important thing.
Okay. There's Coo. Do you know this one? Ku Fada?
Yeah, Coo. Yeah, so I may have misspelled that. It's actually it's a game that came out I think in March, I want to say. It's a role-playing game that is based around the old legends. So Cuchulainn, all of that. The interesting thing about it is it's kind of an RPG. So if you're into old school RPGs, definitely check it out. Oh. It lets you play either in English or in Irish. So if you're kind of looking for something to sort of breaks up the monotony of studying, it's probably a good one to go with.
Oh, excellent. I love the sound of that. I'm going to jump ahead to a plugin Irish Gaelic, which seems to be only Android. What does this do?
This one, I believe this is a word, what do you call it? Not a spell checker, but a word suggester. So you know how when you type on your app, it gives you word suggestions?
Right.
This will give you Irish word suggestions. So it'll figure out that you're trying to type Irish and give you suggestions there.
Oh, nice. What I use on Android, it's a Multilingual Keyboard, I think it's called. So it's not perfect. I don't love its kind of the way it suggests words, but it has a full set of Irish words. And what it does nicely is if there's like a mutated word or something, it does deal with that. So it gives you the spelling suggestion. So it makes typing, nice and fast. So I only have English on a mobile device. It's different to me on a computer. I can type whatever I want. A mobile phone app will try to force the English words that it's guessing that I'm trying to write. So it's really nice to have this kind of Irish typing app.
Sure.
So what we're going to do is we'll put travel apps and children's apps into the show notes. And I do want to cover some GAA things. So Terry, what do you know about GAA?
I'm not a huge sports buff, so I don't know a lot about it. I know that it's pretty important for Irish culture from what I've been told. So definitely, if you're learning Irish, especially if you're interested in sports, you should check it out. And I think the Irish sports are they're very interesting because they're unique. Some of them are very unique to Ireland, right?
Yeah, like, so the GA, that stands for the Gaelic Athletics Association, so it's kind of the umbrella group. And yeah, these sports, they seem to have been formalized kind of with before, let's say, Ireland and their uprising a century ago. So it kind of carries on from there. And there's two big sports, Gaelic football and then hurling, which is our form of hurling. That might be another word in the States. But so Gaelic football, you have a round ball. You can have it in your hands, but you cannot throw it. You can kick it or you can bounce it off the ground. A bit like Aussie rules football, if you've ever seen that. And then hurling, I love that. It's a small leather ball. It's a very old game in Ireland. And basically they have wooden sticks and just give the ball a whack. And it really gets the blood flowing.
Hurling doesn't exist over here, so I've never seen a game or anything. I'm not exactly sure, but it seems similar to baseball in some ways, but then there are aspects of it, I guess, that are completely different.
Yeah, it's definitely like a field game, a bit like football. So you are running around. There's about, I think, 15 guys on each team on the pitch, and you roam around as you wish on the field and try to score either a point, which is above the goalkeeper, you get 1 point, or if you score into the net at ground level, you get 3 points. That's a goal. Summertime is a good time for GA because the championship, All Ireland Championship, is running, so you even get extra teams like London. They'd be in the Connacht Championship and they try to compete there. Then in September is the All Ireland final for Gaelic football and hurling. So really, if you're visiting Ireland and you get a chance to go to one of these games, definitely seek them out. Like, they're just mad. They're really fun. And Terry, there was a couple of apps for the GA. Like, have you used them or?
No, I haven't personally used them, but I included them there just because I know that it's definitely something that people who my Irish tutor is very into the GAA, so I kind of included them there for her, but at the same time, we did a GAA night in one of our classes, so we got a little bit of exposure.
Excellent.
Yeah.
What did you do that night?
Well, we talked about hurling, we talked about different things. A lot of it was actually in Irish, which I didn't understand because I was sort of listening in on the advanced class before I took my test as extra practice. So.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. What comes to mind is TG4. They're a big sponsor of women's football, Gaelic football, for example, in Ireland. So it would be worth checking out TG4.ie.
Yeah, there are definitely a bunch of shows that up there, sports related. They have dramas, comedy, cartoons even.
Yeah, cool. And just to finish off, Terry, you wanted to throw in some flashcard stuff. So I heard about flashcards over the years. I was like, this doesn't sound fun. But then I installed Anki. You might call it Anki, Anki.
Sure, yeah. I used Anki in the past, not for Irish, but it's been a while. I was looking at some of their stuff earlier. The nice thing about Anki is it's cross-platform. So I believe it runs on Linux, Windows, and OS X. So it's really nice for pretty much anyone. They have iOS, and I haven't looked at. They probably have Android apps as well. The iOS app's a little pricey. It's like $25. So if you're trying to do, syncing across devices and things like that, could be a little expensive. But there's another one that I found that's OS X specific called Mental Case. And the nice thing about that one is that you can create your own cards in it, and you can definitely download from two services that seem fairly popular. One's called Quizlet.com, and the other is Flashcard Exchange, or it used to be called Flashcard Exchange. Now it's Cram.com. So if you're members of either one of those, that could be helpful. Yeah, and so that one's a lot cheaper. It's like $5, but it's not cross-platform.
True.
In all, I think personally, I like Memorise.com a lot better, especially since it's free and the app is free and the service is free and it's really well done.
Yeah, definitely. That's a really nice one to check out because really you can tap into whatever other people have created, right? I love that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, excellent. Terry, we'll leave it at that. We're going to put the list into the show notes, but go to Míle Maith. Thanks so much for taking the time. I'm sure the people listening will be typing in all these apps into their iTunes store or Google Play, and I hope with your inspiration, people who are maybe even just considering to learn a bit of Irish, that you've given them the spark to go off and install some of these apps that might just keep them interested. So that's huge.
Sure, thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's really nice to have you. And maybe we'll have you on again, Terry.
Okay.
We'll see in the future.
Okay.
So to find out more about the Bitesize Irish Gaelic podcast, go to bitesizeirishgaelic.com/podcast. I'd love to hear from you, so let me know your comments or your questions about Irish heritage, Irish culture, Irish language by email at podcast@bitesizeirishgaelic.com. Thanks to Tukumo for providing their tune The Concertina Reel under a Creative Commons license. That's the music. And until the next episode, slán go fóill. Bye for now.